Hi guys, good morning. Oh God, is it? Do you know I didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. As somebody who works in engineering, it has not helped my eyes at all. My eyes always look tired and exhausted, which is why I normally have fake lashes on to hide them. I put my glasses on. But yeah, it doesn't help my eyes at all. If anybody has any recommendations, I've tried cucumber, I've tried ice. I guess that is the consequence of always being on your screen. How are you? How are all of you doing? My name is Neka. I am Nigerian. As you can see from my channel, I post a lot of Meghan Harry content. This is a pro Meghan Harry page. I won't call myself a stan, but I am a fan. I'm not a stan because, well, I'm not a child. And while I don't think Meghan is God or can do no wrong, I will never criticize her on my channel. And I'll tell you why. Not because she's perfect, not because I am stepping out of reality, no, but because people, you don't know who's consuming your content. And I believe a lot of haters of Meghan who are a bunch who would be easy to ignore if they were not so if they were not so tentacled in mainstream media and on YouTube, which is its own form of powerful media. And I believe they scour our accounts and they look for even the smallest criticism to use as a weapon against Meghan and Harry. And honestly, because I work in tech and I am beginning to work more with AI implementation, and I see how easy it is to manipulate people's words. Even without AI, they were doing it before, right? We all saw what happened when Meghan and Harry went last year to Nigeria and they completely misrepresented the First Lady's comments about Meghan and made it sound like as if she was criticizing Meghan, which was insane, by the way. I've decided I never say anything negative about Meghan. If you want someone that will give you a balanced view of Meghan reporting, no be here. It is not here. If you want someone that is going to be underhandedly shading Meghan, again, not here. Welcome to my channel though. Please like, subscribe. I'll post the link if you want to join my membership. If you can't do that, that's okay. I know that thanks to Orange, Mussolini, Trump, globally we are feeling the effects of the tariff. Feel free to drop in a super chat if you can. And if you can't, that's okay too. Just come and join me and let's love Meghan together. So, I want to start this video off by dragging Prince William, aka Billy Idol, aka Walkshire Willie. Shout out to not my. I don't know the person that has started running this account. There was a time they had, I believe it's all affiliated with Graham Smith, who is the CEO of the Republic Movement. You guys may have seen them. I don't know the intern that is managing this account, but that person has become extremely brutal, and I love this for them. So anyway, Willie, for those of you who saw my video yesterday, who knew William was actually out and about? I had no idea. In fact, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today. If I wasn't looking for reactions from the idiots in the media, Cameron Walker, Chris Ship, Becky Bighead, I wouldn't have even known William was out. It was completely overshadowed. I don't even think, okay, I didn't see it though, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong, happy to be corrected. BBC Sky News even covered whatever it is he was doing yesterday. And yeah, I love this. I love that they're dragging him here. And this is what let me see that any since the derangers are seeing that their hate campaign is not working and they have now resorted to looking at comment section because they don't want to accept that people actually like Harry and Meghan, let me do the exact same thing. Melissa Johnson, he was trying to upstage Princess Lily on her birthday. It didn't work. He didn't even get a front cover. That is true. And guys, I'm happy to be corrected. If you find any cover, I'm going to post some links from Josephine, our sister. If you find any covers with Harry from yesterday, please feel free to link it in the chat. I saw nada. Let me see. Bless image. Ignore that. A troll. This is so funny. And like I said, this was very funny. And I think this is a perfect segue to get into it, where we are going to cover even more fallout from the Meghan, Harry, and our queen, our young queen, Princess Lily's birthday. I really exactly do believe that Billy booked his Navy trip to upstage with Lily, as if, I don't know who is advising him, but I'm like, you honestly think you can upstage anything that has to do with Harry and Meghan? Oh. Anyway, I want to shout out the Sussex squad. You guys make me so happy to be on the right side of history. And for those who may not know and those who are new, whenever Harry, Meghan, Archie, or Lily have birthdays, squaddies find a way to support charities that are affiliated or may have been mentioned by the Archwell Foundation. And this is another one. They raised the money for Archie's birthday, and they've also raised money for Lilibet, reaching up to 25,000. That's incredible. Shout out to the squad. Shout out to the Meghan supporters. Shout out to people who support this initiative. Whatever side you sit on, and hopefully you are on the Sussex side, because if not, why? It's good to always support people, to use all this online banter to actually help people. So shout out to the squaddies for this. Oh, this is just me. Right, so now I'm going to first of all cover Twitter, and I'm going to go to YouTube. So we're going to cover even more fallout from the wonderful video Meghan posted yesterday. Shout out to SK on Twitter. And this is interesting. Again, I was at work yesterday, and I was really busy. We had something to deliver. So I didn't see this original article, but I did see briefly that SK mentioned that from the royal section of the Tatler, this is what they said. The princess is a Spencer. Meghan Sussex shares rare look at Lily's face on her fourth birthday. I've already posted in my shorts and post what some of the pictures Meghan posted. You see her holding Lily. You see Prince Harry holding Lily, and you see some of her features, and you see the hair. But the idea that she shared her face is stupid and misinformation. So I'm just going to ignore that. And yeah, apparently they changed the title, guys. Or rather, the article disappeared. That's crazy. And I want people who wonder, why do we care so much about this Harry and Meghan thing? This is why. Many of us were not alive or around during the time they were pillaring Diana in the press. We were not around. We didn't have this tool as people to individually react in a very loud way to some of the nonsense that other members of the royal family, or even people who had the misfortune of interacting with the royal family, had to endure. So I think it's fantastic to see this organized, but not necessarily organized, efforts globally to capture and maintain information for record purposes, so that the media cannot miss, and the British family, royal family, cannot rewrite history. Because what do you mean you released this article and you removed it? Who called you Tatler? It's pathetic. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue, guys. I love this comment from Nina here, talking about, the power of the Spencer family. Don't allow the German Windsor. I keep on telling people that the Windsors are German. They are not British royal. They are not British royalty by blood. The Spencers have power, and I genuinely think that the royal family does feel the power of the Spencers. And I agree that there's an article that came out in the Independent, which I am going to recap to separately, talking about the efforts that were made to prevent Harry and Meghan from their children using the royal titles. And it ties very nicely with what happened to the Prince of Monaco, which I will briefly mention in the next video I post. You're seeing a lot of my tech stuff, guys. Sorry. I don't know how many of you guys saw the video that I posted a few weeks back, where I was like, it's always interesting to see William be embraced by his crowd of 0 and 1. So you can see here, here's another example of the other members of the royal family. I don't know why they put the barricades up. Nobody is there. At this point, they might as well just save that money and use it for other things. So yeah, this is the so-called least popular royal. Look at all the articles, guys. Shout out to Breaking News. All the articles just for Harry and Meghan's birthday, and for celebrating Lily's birthday and Harry and Meghan's birth video. All of this, but they couldn't be bothered to do any article about Prince William. Okay. And yeah, we get to see GB News react to it. I actually have a better version of this. I'm going to play that one so I don't get demonetized. And yeah, to our sister Josephine, who does Lord's work for us. Otherwise, we will not be able to post anything. A lot of the content, guys, we do get demonetized. So it makes it very difficult to post things. I won't lie. So we're going to... the crowd of zeros. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people will go and see if Charles was outside my door, I might peep out my window, but will I go out in the rain? Absolutely bloody not. So yeah, let's listen to Loose Women. If for those of you who may have forgotten, Karma has slapped Loose Women in the face. They have cut their time period, and which is just a precursor to them getting cancelled. So I'm very happy to see that even despite the fact that these Harridans are about to lose their jobs, they have not lost their fire on being hateful bitches. Let's listen to some of the nonsense they have to say.
They've got their baby to go.
Well, I've got to say, I'm still angry about the hemorrhoids. No, you're right on that one. To be fair, I'm quite attached to them now. I am absolutely not angry, but they're clever people. They know how it works. They knew they would get this response. We cannot pretend that this response...
She's got a business.
No, I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying, who's surprised at the hate? They absolutely knew they would get this. Now, if they make that decision in that full knowledge, fair play to them. That's entirely up to them. But come on, let's not be surprised.
No, you know what I was? I was depressed because I thought, how can people be that nasty?
Why are you depressed about social media? We know what social media is.
I don't know. I suppose I'm not totally desensitized yet. I couldn't understand it. It was like, these are just two people that are joyful. And actually, lots of people were sharing really lovely ways that they've got their baby to come. And so, yeah, I mean, I got over it 5 minutes later, but I was just like, what a shame.
I know. It's like clickbait, though. I think people know if they put a video of them in a scathing headline, they're going to get a lot of attention, and it works for the media, it works for the newspapers.
But she does run a business, and a business now, unless you are...
She took that decision.
Yeah,
as a businesswoman, so fair enough.
I just think it's mad, Ruth.
I mean, if you run a business like that, you want the whole world to be talking about you. The whole world is talking about her job done. So it's fine.
Wow.
But obviously you can't control how people are.
But the point is, Kate, she's told everyone she doesn't want the world talking about her and she wants to be private.
What?
So that's where everyone's getting confused. It's like, well, what is it? I think you can be confused because I did say to my friend, I was like, oh, it's funny, isn't it? Like they don't want to share stuff, but then they share things like that or whatever. And I think you can question it without being hateful.
Yeah, well, no, that's absolutely right. And it's interesting, it's 4 years on. Honestly, I'm not hating on them. I don't see it. And I like the fact that it's 4 years on. I mean, obviously, my eldest is now 23, but I might release the picture of my hemorrhoids. You never know.
Please do. And it won't make a headline. You'll never be upset. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing.
I'll tell you what, I hope I don't get a pile on. That was a good job.
Yes, it was.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why your show is getting cancelled. I don't know who these women are. They will literally walk past me on the road. I will not recognize any of them. I keep telling you, the biggest thing that hurts all these bitches is when history is being told 200 years on and we are no longer here, history will remember Harry, Duchess Meghan, and those children. They will be talked about, they will be reenacted, they will be put in documentaries. Their names will live on in history. Loose Women, Lorraine, the entire British media will be nothing more than a footnote. Just like when we look at the history of how, because this hate in the media didn't start today. They've been doing this since the 17th century. We don't talk about what papers were dragging the king or the queen at that time. We remember the king, we remember the queen, and we remember there was some backlash. But do we know the individuals who were doing it? Absolutely not. Do we even know what papers were doing it? They just put all of them in one heading. Oh, the press were mean. The press. You people are nothing. And I want to remind everybody again that these clowns are about to be cancelled. So if they want to go out in this way, I imagine they're probably thinking that they will find something else to do. And they might. They're white women after all. But yeah, I don't even feel bad. I'm just amused because I know ultimately their karma has come. So whatever. And yes, that bitch was being a hater. Let me see. Is there anything... This seems like the same video. Let me see.
She posted this yesterday. There you go, folks. She's twerking in the labour room before giving birth to Lilibet, who just...
She's twerking with her husband in the labour room.
Yesterday, she wasn't. So, safe to say, this video has provoked quite a reaction, hasn't it? Yeah. Some of the headlines, like this one. Did they think twerking like trailer trash teens would endear them to the masses? It's pretty strong, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And one royal commentator suggesting that the late Queen would have been appalled. Yes, what do you think, Nadia? Would she have been appalled?
Well, you know what? This popped up on my Instagram yesterday, and I was feeling a bit down, and it popped up. Oh my God, how joyful somebody! And you know me, I'm obsessed with birth. I had my babies at home. I love hearing other women's birth stories.
You really looked at that and said how joyful.
Yeah, I did. I was like, it's two young people having a baby, you know. So I just posted it on my Instagram and just said, oh, what things did you do to get the baby moving? Because it's the spicy curry and all that. Anyway, it was quite nice to begin with. People were just giving their stories of how they, got the baby to come. And then it just turned into this absolute vitriol of hate from people. I was absolutely disgusted, and people were saying to me, oh, you should take it down, you're getting so much hate, oh, turn the comments off. And I thought, no, I'm not going, because for a minute I thought, should I take this down? I thought, no, because and then people are like, oh, don't you know what, they've done this, they've done that, they're a royal family, they shouldn't be behaving like. I said, do you know what, I didn't look at them in any way that I just saw two people having a baby, and I thought it was a cute video.
There isn't
Well, they get so much trolling, don't they? But do you think that's because they've just wanted to be private for so long, and now obviously she's like launching this business, so she's sharing a lot more of her life, and so it's that kind of contradiction, isn't it?
You don't think that, and you could say to your friend, oh, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Come on, Nadia.
No, but
I mean, I know how social media works.
You did not see what people were saying.
No, but as someone that does a lot of cringe things, I would say that I found it cringe, but I do a lot of cringe things as well. And when I work with like younger people and I start dancing around in the studio, they do look at me like, oh no. I think it's just.
I thought it was quite nice. I thought it was quite funny that just to see those kind of people, like, I know they're not part of the royal family now, but back in the day, like imagining them like standing there doing their duties and then just in their own time just being in the room together, like, and that's all I saw of it.
I know what you're saying, but I saw two.
I'm going to ignore the bitch in purple is obviously a hit. I probably should have started from the top, but it's so hilarious. And isn't it? And guys, catch the racism. Twerking is trailer trash. Twerking is ghetto. Really? Something that is from very prevalent in Afro-Caribbean cultures, African cultures is ghetto. Should they have been traipsing? I mean, everybody seems to be stepping over the racism of the fact that Meghan was twerking, so it's a popular thing to do in pop culture. Again, it is still very racist to imply that twerking is ghetto and trailer trash. And of course, again, a reminder, loose women are getting cancelled. That purple bitch needs to find something to do. You are hateful and you are a hater. And I think, did you think it was joyful? What did you think it was, Karen? Get the fuck out of my face. For people that are watching me, sorry for swearing. These people make me swear. They're making me do it, guys. Right. Of course, Hugo Vickers. I was looking for this. I don't know why I couldn't find it on the Sun's page. Let's watch to this nonsense and let me hear what rubbish he has to say.
And for publicity purposes, we see a lot of the back of their heads. Now we see half the girl's face. I mean, it's it beggars belief, quite honestly, as to what they're really up to. But, there will come a time when those children grow up and they will wonder many things. They will wonder why they can't be friends with their cousin who's going to be a king one day, why they have...
I want you to take note of this. Take note of the fact that... Let me just go back a bit. Sorry, guys. None of these kids are above the age of 13. These are children. I don't know if you saw my AI video. It didn't get a lot of engagement. I understand why. But I want you to take note of the fact that none of these kids are above the age of 13. They don't really understand and have not fully understood the realities of being a member of the royal family. Their father, the laziest royal in modern times, who went through the painful scrutiny that his mother went through with his brother, has deemed it appropriate, because he doesn't want to do anything, to flaunt his children, their full features, their faces, for the world to consume. Bearing in mind that I'm sure Billy must be very aware of how the internet works, how AI works, as must his as his illiterate wife must be as well. And yet they have no qualms splashing these children's faces all over the world. I challenge the derangers who come into my chat and Hugo Vickers and the royal family to this point. What will you do if a video starts circulating the internet with your children's faces videos that you can't control, AI videos, and you know that they will be pornographic and offensive, what are you going to do about it? You think you can send a cease and desist? To who? Twitter? Facebook? TikTok? You think you can stop them from doing what they want to do? But you are okay with this. While you're criticizing Meghan, she's using her kids for exploitation and money. Archie and Lilibet can literally walk up to any of us, give us a slap in the face, and we would not know who we are looking at. That is what good parents do in this modern age. And for those of you who have forgotten, because it's very convenient to forget, Harry and Meghan are Patreons through their charity of childhood safety online. They have heard stories, they have seen things, they have had their own personal experiences with the media and with the uncontrollable social media. So yes, they are protecting their children's faces and privacy, which is something the royal family should be doing until these kids are old enough to say, look, I understand what's going on, I want this in my life. But let's continue.
Who's going to be a king one day, why they haven't met in them, they won't remember either of their grandfathers, and people mind about those sort of things, and they'll wonder why, and they'll ask questions, and they're trying to bring them up in privacy, but they're trying to bring them up in California. The Wales children go very discreetly to school in England and are very well protected, and we know the name of the school, but there's never been any security threats, but American schools are very dangerous, and you're always hearing all the things about, things with guns and so forth. I mean, and they are going to be very high profile.
Okay, so Hugo, what schools are Lily and Archie in? And I have no doubt in my mind, these bastards are trying very hard to find where they are. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all. The full machinery of the British press, they must know. They must be working very hard. They were the same people that posted articles of themselves trying to find where Meghan's business was warehoused from. What? And I think somebody actually posted it. I posted it on my channel.
Children, not least because of the way they've been exploited on social media. The only way I feel sorry for them is because I think they're being awfully stupid and doing very silly things. And I feel sorry for Prince Harry because he's been sort of caught up in all this. I know he's complicit in it. I mean, he looks, by and large, most of the time, utterly miserable. And, the point I'm afraid I have made before is that most people are happier when they're actually contributing to life and putting things in and doing things for other people. And if you're sort of exploiting things and taking things out and just trying to make money off the backs of all sorts of projects, it's usually make you very happy. And he looks a lost soul, to be quite honest. So I rather fear.
So by that argument, why are you working, Hugo? Because you're not giving your useless opinions for free. Why are you working? Just a stupid, as usual, the same rambling, contradictory, stop-start, stupid commentary from this old baggard. Harry looks miserable, but he's participating in dancing with his wife. It's like as if they've realized that through the content Harry and Meghan produce, it doesn't align with the nonsense they are saying. So they are trying to hopefully capture that one idiot who is watching this nonsense and is going to believe that the man that we can see participating in his wife's and is complicit, and is obviously encouraging and working with his wife in a lot of their projects and a lot of their personal videos, is somehow not happy to be doing it. I would like to remind everybody that Harry is a 40-something-year-old man. Let's ignore Hugo, but I just wanted to see, again, they're trying to tell us that what our eyes are seeing and not what our eyes are seeing. So, this is the same video, but a longer one. Is it worth it? Let me just quickly see.
Spoof that had been made. To be quite honest, when I first saw it, I thought this was a sort of spoof that had been made up by somebody because it was so utterly ridiculous. And I'm very old-fashioned. I'm afraid I'd never heard of twerking. It seemed to me that it had all the elements of contradiction which we see so often, in so much as that we're told that she wants privacy, and there can be no greater invasion of privacy than going into a maternity bedroom with a girl about to give birth, holding her tummy in a particularly strange way, and with her husband sort of larking about in the background.
He's not larking about in the background. He's clearly dancing with his wife.
Ridiculous. I friend of mine reminded me what Martin Chartres once said about Fergie. Vulgar, vulgar, vulgar.
Oh, please. I'm not going to bother you guys with that nonsense. We're done with that. Hugo literally makes his money online, so him pretending that he doesn't know what twerking is very funny to me. My battery is getting a bit low, guys. Bear with me. Let me move a bit. So, as we said, there continues to be fallout from the wonderful video of Meghan and Harry twerking together to induce her birth. And we love these people. I'm not going to bother reading this article because I really do not give a shit. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you some of the backlash and the nonsense so we can drag them together. And yeah, I'm going to quickly go into because I have a playlist I would like to share with you guys actually very quickly. Yeah, and it's about the because I put Meghan dancing pregnant. I want to quickly show you guys something because I wanted to capture. I've already shown you guys some of the nonsense they were saying on the videos. Let me quickly show you, because the backlash is not what I was expecting. Actually, I was expecting a lot more, but it's all nonsense and just petty rubbish. Let me see. I had a video here that I was going to share with you guys. Meghan dancing. Meghan dancing. I wanted to share with you some of the nonsense from Rupert. Oh, see? Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me just do a quick recap. So we've already looked at these yesterday. We've already seen Kingsley shaking what little class she has left. Oh my God. See? We knew they were going to have a meltdown. They've already reported this video yesterday. They are reporting it again today. I'm not going to play it, don't worry. He was who I was looking for, him. So Russell Myers has this to say. It's interesting because, again, it feeds into a final point I'm about to make.
On full display once again after Prince William delivered a not-so-subtle jab aimed squarely at his brother, the Duke of Sussex.
Yeah, so during a visit to an army base, the future king joked that families are a mixed bag, adding some of them might not want to see you that much. That comes just weeks after Prince Harry made a public plea for reconciliation.
For more, we're joined by Russell Myers, royal editor at the Daily Mail. Gee, I wonder what William was talking about.
Well, isn't that a big question? Because, often things don't happen by accident in royal land. And certainly I don't know whether William will be regretting this statement. It seemed pretty off the cuff. I mean, he was pretty relaxed today. He was visiting some of the squaddies at the Army Air Corps in Suffolk in the east of England. And sort of just made this...
For those of you who have caught my comments already, nobody knew this was happening. I found out purely by accident. It did not make any major news. Again, I'm happy to be corrected. And they had to drag Russell Myers out of bed to come and report this nonsense.
Comment after they were talking to him about visiting family, the fact that they spend long time away from home on duty. And I think this comment comes across a backdrop of obviously the family feud that just won't go away. I mean, it's been pretty arduous for both sides, I think. But William has certainly no love for his brother at the moment if he's keep on doing interviews with the BBC and, writing books about them.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable, isn't it, some of the commentary, both internally and externally as well. Talking of the Sussexes, Meghan has posted some never-before-seen photos of Lilibet from her 4th birthday and a video of her and Harry dancing the week she was overdue to give birth. Let's take a look.
Hey,
okay, so
why they were
Russell,
sitting in the best part?
I mean, we've seen some random stuff over the years, haven't we? And interesting stuff that creates a bit of debate. within the community. What about this one? Where has this come from, and what sort of a reaction do you think it's going to get?
Well, I suppose let's look at the sort of backdrop on this, and it's their daughter Lilibet's 4th birthday yesterday. You know, a big cause for celebration. Meghan decided to put 4 new pictures, 2 of herself with Lilibet as a baby and a little girl, and 2 with her husband Harry as well. So I suppose, you know, we've seen some pictures of the children in recent weeks and months, and it's something that, you know, they have exposed themselves to. Meghan has this new Instagram profile. It's got about 3 million followers now. And what is the currency to keep relevant? Well, she obviously views it as though opening the doors up to your life. But this seems very, very personal. I can only speak from personal experience. When my wife was induced with one of our children, we certainly weren't twerking around the hospital room. But listen, I think when it is something that they feel is a connection with their fans and followers, then that's the way that they're going at the moment.
What's been the reaction?
Well, I mean, you've only got to look at some of the websites to say it's the queen of cringe. This is the sort of latest sort of downfall for Harry and Meghan. But I don't think they're paying any attention to it. I thought when Harry did his interview that he certainly wasn't paying attention to anybody in terms of a PR perspective, because they're just using this as either therapy from away from the royal family, or perhaps they're just enjoying life. I mean, they seem to be having quite a nice time in California. But this is going to open themselves up to criticism, surely.
And they don't give a shit. And that's the part, guys. Sorry, I'm going to end it here. And that's the part that these people don't... I would like to believe, as painful as it is, it's finally beginning to get into their head. Harry and Meghan do not care what the British press... Have you noticed when she asked what has been the reaction? They only bring up the known haters. Daily Mail said it's cringe. GB News says it's cringe. We were not expecting anything else from you guys. They never talk about the fact that on social media, which is kind of like as close to a barometer of everyday people as possible. Yes, there are a loud, what I saw on Twitter as a loud minority, but a lot of people are loving it. It is relatable. We can relate. And one thing you need to understand, which for whatever reason, the British royal family cannot still, it's like there's this massive block in front of them. Maybe it's people like Russell Myers and that idiot from Loose Women that's advising them. People want to relate to people in the media. It is what keeps them interested in you. Yes, if you want to maintain the air of mystery, nobody is asking you to invite us into your meetings in the royal family. But people want, the reason why relatability matters is it feels like you're talking to another human being. Right? Now, do I think it's too late for the royal family to win on relatability? Of course it is. How many fathers do you know intentionally cut off their grandchildren and their son? How many fathers do you know publicly cheat on their wives with their mistresses and ruin their children's lives? People don't like Charles, period. And and the engagement says it all. It's not because he's an old man. It's not because he's anything. It's because people just don't like him and people hate Camilla. And no matter what you do in the media, guys, you are not going to change their mind. And they know this. And this is something you can literally do. We do sentiment analysis all the time. Any normal company interacting with people, thanks to the sheer amount of data available, does regular sentiment analysis because you want to see what are people connecting with when it comes to my brand. They know that people don't like William. They know people are probably indifferent to Catherine. They know people do not like Charles and Camilla. Yet they continue to spread this misinformation, maybe to appease the Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace publicly. That, oh yeah, people like you, people like you. They know that people don't like them. Meghan and Harry know. Because Meghan runs the business. This one, I do agree with them. Meghan runs the business. She will know that in order to market to people, people need to be able to want to buy her products. So they want to be able to relate to her. And people are relating to her. And let me also say this, yeah. This conversation around, they are doing everything they are doing because they want to sell a business. Well, I think there might be, I don't necessarily think that's it necessarily, right? When Meghan posts things on her As Ever brand, that is her marketing. When she's posting on her public Instagram. In some ways, that is her marketing. But then again, Harry and Meghan are public figures. Contrary to the nonsense, Harry and Meghan did not beg for privacy, and they certainly did not ask for privacy. They just wanted to dictate what they shared with us on their own terms, like any other millennial would. Right? I let you guys into my life. You've seen some of my home, but I'm not going to suddenly but I don't share things with you I am not comfortable sharing with you. You haven't seen my full body. You will not see me naked. You will not see me talking too deeply about where I work, because to me this is private, right? But that is my choice. If we can understand, and many people on YouTube who support Sussexes, you see a lot of faceless accounts, right? That is their choice. People are comfortable sharing what they're comfortable sharing and what they are not, and that is okay. So that's that is what I want to end this video with. One, the Sussexes are sharing what they feel comfortable with, and people are loving it. The media campaign is not working. You people need to either find something else to do, because you guys sound like a crazy person standing in the middle of the road screaming, and everybody's just walking past and like, okay, who's this crazy person? That's literally what the media has turned into now. And the final thing I will say, when it comes to privacy, they are not exploiting their children. We don't know what Archie and Lily look like. You want to know who's exploiting the children? The Waleses. And if the media was doing their job, they would be calling the royal family to question, why are you exposing these children without proper protections? What do you guys think? Am I being unreasonable? Please let me know in the chat. Please like, subscribe, share. This was a long video, but there's a lot to react to. I'm going to post another short video about the Independence comments about Charles trying to block Meghan and Harry's children from having HRH titles, which is appalling, by the way. Please like, subscribe, share. Bye.